Okay, everybody, so I am back for more videos that needs to get all caught up because, you know, I imagine one little slip up, you know, and plus I haven't made any videos yet, so I'm back for more. Anyways, guys, without further ado, it's called When the Yandere is a Huge Loser. Oh boy, it's gotta be fun. We got a lot of crap that is crazy enough to, you know, see more chaos and exposures and anything else, so here we go.
I love the kind of woman that will actually
I love the kind of woman that would actually just kill me. A video I've constantly quoted for years and years and years, and I still stay true to it. Some of my favorite waifus ever is Yubel, a girl from Frieren, who unfortunately won't be around in season 2, RIP my favorite armpit, Jolene, aka my personal favorite JoJo, and Tatsumaki, who...
Why is my, video player keep fucking doing this? Not even 15 seconds in. I am so sorry, chat.
From Frieren, who unfortunately won't be around in season 2, RIP my favorite armpit, Jolene, aka my personal favorite JoJo, and Tatsumaki, who...
I am so sorry, chat. Jesus fucking Christ. We're not even 15 seconds in and it's already messed up. Maybe I can you know,
I love the kind of woman that will actually
I love the kind of woman that would actually just kill me. A video I've constantly quoted for years and years and years, and I still stay true to it. Some of my favorite waifus ever is Yubel, a girl from Frieren, who unfortunately won't be around in season 2, RIP my favorite armpit, Jolene, aka my personal favorite JoJo, and Tatsumaki, who people give me shit for because I prefer her over the younger sister because people call her a lolly, which she's not, okay? She's canonically thick, and even if you think she isn't, she's just petite and short. She doesn't look like a child, she doesn't act like a child, she's an onesan. She's hot, she's badass, and most importantly, she can absolutely fucking kill me! I think we got off topic. Anyways, this video isn't to talk about my obsession with red flags and green hairs. This is just an introduction to what I like. Apart from mommies, I also have a particular fondness to yanderes. They're disgusting and cute, especially when they get desperate and look kinda pathetic. Something about another person wanting you so badly just makes it feel good. So as I was on my craving, my little phase of being on a yandere mood, I found a manga called I Am Curious About Kuru. Meet our boy Albert, who is a gloomy, introverted loser. Like you, he has nothing going on for his life, he freezes up when people give him any sort of attention. The only pastime he likes doing is watching his favorite YouTuber at KiwiLol. Aww, he really is like you guys. However, another one thing that keeps him going is admiring the perfect, top beauty, can never do wrong goddess classmate who probably shits gold and has a cold, emotionless exterior. A girl who reminds him of Homura from Madoka Magica, except the girl in that anime is a lesbian, so for the sake of this video, we'll call her Homuri no Yori. You see, he likes Homuri no Yori because the moment he set her eyes on her, he vowed to change his ways. Even though that was a few months ago and you still can't talk to people, but hey, baby steps, I'm proud of you. But as he is about to go for PE class, he noticed that his gym clothes are missing. He starts looking everywhere, he checked the garbage bins, he checked the garbage bins within the garbage bins, but then, ooh, he bumped into a group of people and tripped and fell. A group of classmates, no less. But it seems they've never talked to him before, so they asked, hey, what's your name? And he's like, oh my god, they're asking for my name. I know. My name is... who cares? I mean, who wants to know the name of a gloomy introvert like you? That's hilarious! That is so corny. No joke, that is the corniest shit I have seen all week. Even beating those gamer girls who bullied a broke college student and made him lose $40,000 over bad vibes. Look, even his friend is like, but you asked. Soyo ne, desu yo ne. Okay, that's corny too. I'm sorry for calling him a representation of you guys. You deserve better. Do me a favor. If any of you guys get treated like this, don't even give them any attention. Just simply start twerking. Their confusion will stay for generations. But as a group of cornballs walk away and leave him to his suppression, Homori no Yuri comes over to his side, which makes him go, "Whoa, jeepers weepers, you made my pee-pee go weepers." And she's like, "Hey, here's a new set of clothes that I just so happened to find. You wouldn't mind taking this as replacement, would you?" "What? Oh, no, of course not. I'll keep it. I'll keep it forever. In fact, I'll use it anytime I think of you." "Huh? Oh, not in a weird way or anything. I just mean that I'm gonna touch myself tonight. Don't you think that's kinda..." Yo, hey!
What kind of bullshit is this? Anyways, I'll be right back, guys. Alright everybody, so I just set up like for the second screen with a monitor so I can like see better, but too bad I can't see you guys' comments during this. Plus, it's way better for like a YouTube video player anyway, so let's continue.
Homori no Yuri! What are you doing talking to this bum? You know, we're going to a karaoke orgy club, same thing. And yeah, you should just come join and ditch this beta-ass loser who is absolutely not like the ultra cool fanbase of the channel named Kiwi. We would have so much fun together, you have no idea. Yeah, so I'm sorry, but who are you again?
God, I miss these memes. Takes me back.
What's up? Bro, those dipshits left already. It's fine. Say what you want. I just want to say thank you. You're welcome, Albert. She knows my name! This is the greatest moment of my entire life. I am so touching myself tonight. But then, as they both go home, we switch to the point of view to Homori no Yuri, to which we see her go to her room that is filled with Albert's photos. Not only that, but the thing inside her bag was none other than Albert's very own PE clothes. And as she puts it down carefully, she starts writing everything about Albert down, with pure obsession in her eyes, even measuring all of his proportions down to the minute detail. And as she finishes up, she hugs his PE clothes and starts sniffing the shit out of it. Maybe Albert is like you guys, and Homori no Yuri is me. I accept individual dates from Friday to Sunday. Hit me up on Instagram. But as she is enjoying her smell fest, she locks in, because she knows that Albert's favorite girl is Homori no Yuri herself, which made her have the conviction of becoming Homori no Yuri to make him fall for her. And as she continues with the rest of her days, laying down on her bed with his odor all over her face, she starts falling asleep. By the way, did I mention that she actually Yeah, out of all the yanderes, she is one of the ones I actually like the least. Not because she doesn't kill, but because she's weak. Again, by weak, I don't mean physically, but in terms of the yandere index, she is, like me, a broke-ass, jobless-ass loser who struggles with rent. We'll start with something we already know. She stole his clothes, which got him into all the shenanigans in the first chapter. Minus points a little bit, but she does protect him in the end, so I'll give it a pass. In fact, I'll give her credit. In the second chapter, she starts out strong.
At least it's way better than those other yanderes that commits murder, even though Monica is way better.
Recorded the entire conversation from yesterday and listened to it on repeat while she is in class, determined to get even more sound recordings for her to, I don't know, play with her beans or something. And while he is practicing his communication skills in front of a locker, he leaves with his friends and the manga reveals that she was inside of the locker all along. But there's a hole there, so how did he not see her? Whatever, mission accomplished. She listened to the recording and started practicing her lines of delivery on how to respond to him. And that's when chapter 3 comes in. She stalks him and his friend while they are on an outing. Cool, standard yandere procedure.
Wait, she went to the boys' bathroom? What? No way. No way that's Master Roshi's granddaughter. You've gotta be kidding me, dude.
Nothing wrong going on over here. But then surprise surprise, the asshat that we saw in the first chapter came back and started talking to her. Visibly uncomfortable, she starts to ring him off, but persistent as he is, he keeps shooting his shot. Oh yeah, and for some reason starts talking shit about introverts again. Like, what's your deal with bochis, man? And Albert, catching wind of the entire thing, loses self-confidence and gets gloomy again. Yeah, I want to be friends with Homer no Yuri, but she probably hates being talked to by someone like me. Right? Let's go, NPC-kun. Eh? Are you sure? Even though she's right there? Yeah. I'm sure Homer no Yuri wants to enjoy her vacation to the fullest. It would be annoying if I talked to her. Yo, Ray! Wanna go play together? I can't come. Oh, I'll make you come. The fuck? Oh, I mean, if you can't...
What? That was a little sus, you know that? Especially on YouTube. Go to Pornhub, dude.
Go then, I'll just stay here. Please don't. Come on, it'll be fun. You stink. I don't think Homer no Yuri wants to. But I can't do anything even if I go there. And I'm afraid it'll create an awkward atmosphere and cause trouble. However, despite all of his wallowing, he shouts at the top of his lungs and actually stops him. I did not see this coming, and this dude gets pissed off, starts approaching and rolling up his sleeve like, bitch, the fuck do you think you're even doing? And you know what he does? He starts twerking! Oh yeah, not physically, but he just starts spewing random bullshit to confuse him for generations. And it worked! He actually did what I told y'all to do, and it worked! Damn, he really is like you guys for real. And so, the day is saved. We feel satisfied with our loser boy turning out to be an alpha, omega, sigma, or whatever you kids call it. Homer no Yuri comes over and thanks him.
I'll just call it alpha and omega. Because it sounds pretty classic in my days.
He blushes. His NPC friend tells him to shoot his shot, and he said, "Don't worry, I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot." So he deadass didn't, and asked, "Would you like to be friends with me? I have been with this kid for 3 chapters, and I already feel like a proud father." And just like a proud father, I am then enraged when she said, "Thank you. But no thank you. Bye." Bitch, what? What kind of fucking yandere is that? You are given the green light. You are given the opportunity to devour. Instead of smelling his clothes, you get the chance to smell his scent from up close. And you say...
Okay, that's just pretty hypocritical right here, am I right?
No? And she says the reason is because she wants to remain as someone he admires, and that's why she can't get any closer than this. This is unironically cuck behavior. Cause let me get this straight. That confirms that although you like him, you do not want to show other sides of yourself. Alright.
What's up, Fanny?
Everybody has sides they want to hide.
Whoa. I meant Fanny Ramos. I'm sorry. I know it sounds kind of sussy, guys.
Not ideal, but
really
I get
is.
it. But are you telling me you want to stay hidden for the rest of his life? What a shit fucking yandere. A yandere should always strive to get what he wants. That's why they're so inspiring. They tell you to go for it. But here, she is telling herself to wait for it? Okay, that's the last Hamilton reference I'm doing. But yeah, no. What happens when he gets a girlfriend? Are you just gonna sit by as well? Admire him from afar? Because trust me, he's a chick magnet. I mean, he is built like all my viewers, so that's a given. So what? You would seriously just let that happen? Girl, listen. Life is precious. If you have a desire, you have to do your best to get it. That's...
Well, most of the times, yeah, but the other times, probably not. Yeah, when you, like, get your heart broke or something. Something, or whatever that is. I don't know.
what yanderes teach us. Isn't it a waste to do all of this effort to get him to fall for you, yet when he's falling for you, you don't provide him the safety net? This is what it's like to like someone. He wants to get closer to you, so how can you say no to this? He wants to be a part of your life, yet you don't let him in despite you wanting to. And nothing is stopping you. You know, listen. Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and full of glory. Yeah, this manga's like a 5.
So, that's the end of that. I'm gonna tell you guys, this video was pretty wild. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so, up to when AI animation channels get exposed. Up to square 2, huh? We've watched like the few videos of Fox Akimbo, you know, the one that covers Cyan anime. Yeah. We're back to this, huh? Viewer discretion is advised, chat.
An entire niche of YouTube content is about to be overtaken by AI, and we don't have long to stop it. A year ago, almost to the day, a YouTuber known as Blooms made a video exposing a South Park analysis channel known as Sarah Cartman for being powered by AI. Sarah Cartman released a video attempting to debunk the allegations, but in the end only proved them to be true, and shortly after ceased uploading for 6 months due to the controversy. The channel has since returned to uploading to a vastly decreased viewership. Now, to anyone who followed this situation, I can't be the only one who felt as though this ended a little bit anticlimactically. At the time, it seemed as though the people behind Sarah Cartman just faded into the background. I mean, it felt like that one aura-farming black kid from Harry Potter.
That's right. Black can be anywhere. It's like trying to catch smoke. Like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands.
Well, over the past week, I've done a
Okay, I didn't know Harry Potter can be this a bit racist, you know?
little bit of digging, and what I found rocked me to my core. I have suspicion to believe that I've uncovered one of the largest AI rabbit holes in YouTube history. But before we get into the meat of this, once this video starts, I don't want to have to pump the brakes, so I'm just going to get this out of the way. If at any point you find yourself enjoying this, and you haven't already, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to be vocal and speak your mind down in the comment section below. With that out of the way, one last thing. Please let me clarify that much of this video is just speculation. I have reason to believe the things I do. I'm going to present you guys with a series of arguments and theories, but with the elusive nature of AI, it's tough to pinpoint exactly what is and isn't these days. But as you'll soon see, there is some shady stuff going on. I wouldn't be putting my reputation on the line if I thought that these channels were completely squeaky clean. Let's say that much. So with that said, let's begin.
Down the rabbit hole.
So the niche in question is the animation analysis genre of content. These channels often discuss famous, long-running animated shows such as Simpsons, South Park, and Family Guy. And the first and main channel that I want to discuss today is this one, Flynn Theory. This channel has been active for a little more than a year, and since its inception has been experiencing a meteoric rise to prominence. However, not all is as it appears, and having looked into it, I now think that there's something very off about this seemingly innocuous channel. The first thing that really made me raise my eyebrows was that the channel had a very interesting thumbnail format, grayed out background with the character in the foreground in colour. Where had I seen that before? Oh, yes, of course. Take a look at the channel called Sarah Cartman. Now, Sarah Cartman made South Park explanation and analysis videos before he was called out by Blooms a short while back for being an AI content farm. My question to you is, do you think that it's a coincidence that both of these channels create content concerning popular animated shows like Simpsons and South Park and have thumbnails that are nearly identical to each other? And for me personally, I feel as though these two thumbnails are too similar to not say that one is inspired by another. Keep in mind that if Flynn Theory is a human creator, then why on earth would he want to be even remotely associated with Sarah Cartman? Maybe there's some other big animated analysis YouTube channel that uses this thumbnail format that I don't know about, and turns out Flynn Theory's just plagiarizing them, but I don't think so. Another thing I noticed that sparked my interest was that Flynn Theory's channel, in my opinion, is a little bit too clean. And what do I mean by that? Well, as it turns out, Flynn Theory has no external social media pages attached to his YouTube. There's no Twitter, there's no Instagram, there's no Discord, there's no way of contacting him outside of his email. Now, it's not all of them, but most content creators seem to have external social media pages attached to their YouTube, extra places where you can follow them. It makes complete sense. If you're trying to grow an audience, why not try to grow it on several different platforms? I personally have an Instagram and
I just, started, publish videos, on, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and Facebook, at the same time as YouTube, so I can get, the lack of attention,
Twitter, which you guys should definitely follow. And it's the kind of place where you guys can reach out to me, I can answer DMs, I can put up stories that you guys can react to. YouTube is YouTube. Most creators are trying to sell themselves, and a great, easy way to do that is on Instagram or Twitter, where things can be a little bit less official. And then comes a video I found made by a channel called Slush, who, wouldn't you know, does have external social media pages linked. Upon doing a little bit
I'm doing good, Hunter.
of digging into Flynn Theory, I found this video, and ladies and gents, it changed my perspective entirely. So let's give it a look.
See, that Simpsons video, and every single video on all of these channels is a little bit different from your typical adult cartoon YouTube channel. For starters, they're identical. And I don't just mean that they have identical thumbnails, I mean they literally have identical videos, right down to the narration style and the way they're edited.
These are the times Homer Simpson definitely deserved to go to jail. Starting with the episode Homer versus Lisa and...
Okay, now look at this.
These are 10 episodes where Peter Griffin deserved to go to jail.
But I don't think that even Slush knew how deep this rabbit hole truly goes. Take a look at this next video made by a different creator titled Every Time Chris Griffin Deserved to Go to Jail.
Yo, it's just the same term in almost every fucking video. That doesn't make any sense, bro.
This is Every Time Chris Griffin Deserved to Go to Jail on Family Guy.
It's the exact same thing once again. Character pops up from below in front
I said it. Yeah, I said that.
of a white background with text on screen, and a jail cell closes on them. And what about this one from Calm Cass?
These are the 10 times Meg Griffin deserved to go to jail.
I mean, guys, this is an absolute joke. Either there is some sort of intense, mass-scale plagiarism going on that none of these channels that have been stolen from are caring to address, or maybe, just maybe, something a little bit more nefarious is going on. Playing these clips side by side, they have different narrators and they're on different channels. Okay, so you would think that they should be completely unique and distinct. I don't know about to you guys, but to me, this seems like trying to cheat off your best friend's test. It's like writing down the exact same answer, but in a different order so the teacher doesn't notice. I can't say it's an exact carbon copy because it's not. But AI does have variance. If you have two people ask it the exact same question, it will give them different but similar responses. So let's now discuss the channel that posted the other video, known as Sweaty Clam. This channel also very curiously has no Instagram, no Twitter, and no external social media pages attached. Its first videos were uploaded in July 2024, which would...
Oh, it was like, you know, a week before I got betrayed and then got exposed for no reason at all over my mistakes.
Would have been after the big AI boom, and when it comes to this channel's first video, I want you to take a close look at this.
These are 5 episodes which prove Lois Griffin is the worst mom of all time. The 5th worst is an episode called Peter Assment. The title alone should be enough to warn you about the subject matter that's going to be discussed, but just to be safe, I'm giving you a trigger warning for Lois's complete inability to understand harassment.
Now, I understand why people...
It's a good thing I think, like, Family Guy is boring now. Their jokes are boring, they're mid. Yeah. Kinda cringe.
People watching this might be curious about why I'm suspicious of this. And let me tell you, if anyone who's watching this has started a YouTube channel before, and you've done it for several years, at least like 2+, you will look back on your first few videos and cringe, because they will not be good. And to prove it, I'm going to embarrass myself in front of the entire internet. I'm going to show you a snippet from my first video. Now, this was made about 5 years ago. I do cringe when I see it, but I have to prove my point. Let's roll the clip.
With the new movie coming out in a few years, I actually hope they delve more into the character of Grandpa Joe, and whether he was actually faking it the entire time. It'd also be nice to know if he actually did coke.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there because this is getting a bit too cringe for me. Now notice in the video, the random VHS effect that doesn't...
I mean, the videos from, like, 10-year-olds or 4th graders, and yeah, it's kind of cringe worthy a lot. You know, like the one video, with the video like Sprite, Fanta Daddy. Yeah, you know.
Actually provide anything. The tired, monotonous, unenthusiastic voice compared to this one. The microphone quality, the echo, editing and recording and audio quality are all things I had to work on over the years. But now let's compare it to Sweaty Clam's first video.
Coming in at number 4 is proof that Lois will always stand on the wrong side of history in an episode that creepily predicted the future, Hot Shots. Before we jump into Lois's terrible decision making, let's take a look at Peter's.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. This is too good to be a first video. The audio is pristine, the editing is coming at you a mile a minute. The people behind this either have great experience making content already and are hiring a voice actor, or this video was generated by AI. Now, I anticipate that the answer is actually the former, considering that in the description, it actually credits a writer and a voice actor, and a quick Google search will tell you that these people do appear to be real. But let me ask you this. How does someone who just started a YouTube channel have the funds to hire at least 2 workers right out of the gates? Don't get me wrong, it's not impossible, but for the vast majority of channels, especially the ones that are just starting out, this isn't how it goes. I think that whoever owns this channel has some previous YouTube experience. And what makes this even more suspicious is that on YouTube, you don't get paid immediately. Whoever owns this channel, in theory...
Well, you can get paid monthly if you reached your own goal on YouTube, like 1,000 subscribers, 10 million shorts views, and 4,000 video views. That's the goal.
Would have hired these two, knowing that for the first few videos, they wouldn't be monetized. For anyone who doesn't know, when you start a YouTube channel, just because you're uploading videos does not mean you instantly get paid. First of all, you need roughly 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. At least when I was doing it 5 years ago, those were the metrics. So knowing that something seemed off, I decided to dig a little bit deeper into Flynn Theory's channel, because if this was some sort of AI channel or a content farm, I knew that somewhere along the line they would slip up. And all I had to do was take the hyperlink from his channel and put it into the Wayback Machine to be quite confident that I was right. The channel's icon didn't start off as The Simpsons version of some guy. Now, I can't confirm for a fact if this icon is AI generated, but it damn well sure looks like it to me. And if it was commissioned by an artist, if he paid money for it, I question why he would change it so quickly. The original was there in August, but the remake was changed by November. I suspect that this was an AI-generated profile picture, And while this doesn't prove that the channel is an AI content farm, it does raise more suspicion. So if you guys are keeping score at home, what we have here is a channel that very likely used an AI profile picture that creates content in the animation, explanation, and analysis niche, which—
Okay, that was so lazy. The only thing I use AI is to change my profile pictures that I used to before this channel was a company now, you know?
which is known to have housed AI content farms in the past. Its videos are eerily similar to other videos in this niche, which are also suspected to be part of content farms. Its thumbnail style is ripped from a channel that was exposed to be run by AI. It has no evidence that anyone is actually behind the channel because it has no Twitter, Instagram, IMDb page, or anything linked. And just like with Sweaty Clam, I'd argue that Flynn Theory's videos were too good initially out of the gate.
I'm sure we're all aware that The Simpsons has had some weird plots over the years. But have you ever stopped and thought that maybe the majority of The Simpsons history has all taken place inside Homer's head?
There are so many coincidences here, but we're only getting started, because what I found next raised my suspicion even more. Sarah Cartman, which was confirmed as an AI channel, uploaded its first video on the 13th of August 2024. Sweaty Clam, which I suspect may be a part of a content farm at best, uploaded its first video on the 17th of July 2024, less than a month before Sarah Cartman. And Flynn Theory, which I definitely suspect of being an AI channel, uploaded its first video on the 8th of July 2024. So you're telling me that all of these suspicious channels, one of which is confirmed to be AI, all coincidentally began uploading within 5 weeks of each other? I don't buy it. I feel like Markiplier right now when he was talking about the honey situation. I can't prove it. I feel like I'm going insane just thinking about it, but something seems off.
But there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it.
And the more I looked, the more suspicious channels I was finding, and the crazier I was going. This is Alex Griffin, another channel dedicated to Family Guy analysis, and its first video was uploaded on the 10th of October 2024.
I keep hearing these again, what?
Once again, its first video was extremely well put together.
This is every time Brian Griffin was a full-on psycho in Family Guy.
So I kept digging, and I kept digging, and I kept digging, until I noticed something else about dates that really tipped me off. One other extremely common, but also extremely suspicious link that almost all of these channels share is that they're all old as shit. Sarah Cartman's channel, which we know for a fact was AI, was made in 2013, but the channel didn't begin uploading for 11 years. Sweaty Clam's channel was made in 2007. They didn't upload for 17 years. Flynn Theory's channel was founded in 2015. He didn't start uploading for 9 years. Alex Griffin's channel was made in 2007 as well, meaning that he too didn't upload for 17 years. But it doesn't even stop there. Good Tips Every Day, another Family Guy channel that uses the white background thumbnail, has no external social media pages, and was made in 2023. First video, August 2024. Calm Cass, AI generated profile picture, no external social media. Date joined, December 2005. No video for 19 long years. First video was uploaded in September 2024. This one is also basically confirmed to be a content farm, considering that its email is passivechannelspt@gmail.com. Now, I think that one of the best ways that we can determine whether a channel is or isn't an AI content farm is by looking at exposed AI content farms and seeing if there are any common threads and details that match. So let me introduce you to Rupert. This channel has 5 subscribers and 2 videos. Let's take a look at its content.
Family Guy doesn't shy away from disturbing themes in the slightest. I mean, they've literally made a million incest jokes at this point. Wait.
I think that we can all agree that this is AI, right? Well, just like with the other channels I'm suspicious of, it has no external social media, which I guess does make sense because they only have 5 subscribers, but then they have the exact same thumbnail format. The channel was created in 2006, so no videos for 18 years, and then all of a sudden, in September 2024, it decides to start uploading content. Okay then, what about some of the suspicious channels mentioned in Bloom's original video? Well, they too seem to all fit the bill. Soma Himpson, which was possibly the Sarah Cartman guys back again. No external social media. Channel made in 2008. First video, October 2024. Bob Perch, who does SpongeBob rundowns. No external social media. Same thumbnail format. Channel made in 2012. First video, late October 2024. Greta Piffin, same deal, same thumbnail format. No external social media. Founded in 2007, no upload until October 2024. Cuttle Theory, started in 2006. No upload until late September 2024. Simpson Spotlight broke the mold.
These guys were pretty that lazy back then? Jesus.
Because it was founded in October 2024 instead of the rest of these, which were like back in 2009, but it's in the exact same niche as all of these and started uploading at the exact same time as all of the rest. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, am I the only one who thinks that it's an absolute statistical wonder that every single one of these channels, about a dozen of them, in total, began literally 10 to 15 years ago, and for a decade don't post anything, and all of them, every single one, coincidentally between July and October 2024, just decide, you know what, I'm going to be an adult animation reviewer now. Like, in theory, they're all acting independent of each other, so every single one of these people have the exact same idea to make the exact same videos with the exact same thumbnail formats. They've all been around for 10 plus years and all of a sudden decide to do the exact same thing at the exact same time. It makes no sense to me. I need a moment, guys. I feel like Truman in The Truman Show. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio at the end of Shutter Island, because it's like the world is telling me that I'm the crazy one here. Something is with these channels. Now, if you want my theory on why this is a common pattern, why AI content farms are 10 to 15, sometimes even 20 years old, I think I have a pretty good one. Remember back to earlier when I was talking about monetization on YouTube. You have to have at least 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers to make any money whatsoever. Well, if you were to buy an old channel, one that already had 1,000 subscribers and was already monetized, you could instantly start making money off your content. I think that the people that own these channels these days are not the original owners. The original owners had the channels, they might have had a few thousand subscribers, enough to get monetized, but not enough to make any real money off of it, and then years later decided to sell them to the people that now own them. A channel like Sweaty Clam, if it is a content farm, would instantly be able to make money back on its videos because the channel is already monetized by the time they had it. They wouldn't have to build it up, and therefore they could pay writers and voice actors from day one. So you at home might be questioning, who even cares? What are the consequences of this? Well, let's find out.
The consequences, here we go.
So you might be asking to yourself, why does this even matter? Look, I'm not going to sit down here and say that AI equals bad, because at least in my opinion, it's more complex than that. Different creators use AI in different amounts. Some of them stay away from it altogether, which is very admirable, and some of them use it for literally everything on the job. And then you have the people in between that might use it to generate ideas, to tidy up scripts, to enhance audio, to fix little things in thumbnails. There are so many varying levels of uses that it's very tough to draw a line in the sand somewhere and say, this is okay, but this isn't. I want to clarify that I'm not, nor have I ever been someone that is completely opposed to AI. I think that it can be a useful tool, but I don't think that you should be reliant on it. I don't believe in channel automation, and I don't think it's fair for people that do put love and effort into their content. I also think that if a channel generates its profile picture, its thumbnails, its description, its voice actor, its editing, if it is heavily reliant on AI, but it doesn't disclose it to its audience, I don't think it's fair for the viewer. I believe that viewers should have the informed decision about what they're watching and whether or not it's part of a content farm or if it's heavily reliant on AI. But for some curious reason, content farms and AI channels, very often they don't like to disclose that they're content farms or AI. I wonder why this is. I think it's because they know that if people knew what they were up to, they wouldn't watch, and therefore they omit the information. You only need to look at a channel like Sarah Cartman as an example. Prior to him getting exposed, his videos were seeing view counts consistently in the hundreds of thousands. Then he gets exposed, and when he comes back, his videos average maybe 10 to 15% of that. And that's one of the few channels that stayed the course. Essentially every single Sarah Cartman copycat ceased production within a month of Bloom's video dropping. I wonder why that was. Soma Himpson's last video was released on the 18th of November. Bob Perch's final video was released on the 12th of November, and Simpson Spotlight's final video was on the 2nd of December. Several of these channels didn't even keep their content up. They straight up self-terminated. And this is because, for the majority of them, they want you to genuinely believe that they're passionate fans about the shows they're discussing, and they're not just doing it for a quick buck. It's evident to me that a lot of audience members don't want to watch content that's generated by ones and zeros. And if they ever find out that it is, they stop watching. They'd rather watch a channel that's thought out by a human being. There are real fans of Simpsons, South Park, and Family Guy out there that spend hours of their time researching, writing, recording, and editing their content. I really hope that in today's society, we're not losing our sense of fairness, because I don't think that it's fair for a channel that's heavily reliant on AI to be trouncing around like it's not. And if you're someone watching this who's anti-AI and you don't want to sleep tonight, well then you've come to the right place, because listen to this. I thought that it made sense for me to reach out to Blooms if I wanted to discover the true scale of what we're dealing with here. I knew that if anyone had answers after his lengthy investigation, it would be him. And what Blooms would show me would change everything. He linked me to an AI automation course on School, with more than 80,000 paying members. Now this either means that 80,000 people are being taken for a ride, which, given the track record of creator courses, is definitely possible, or it tells me that this problem is on much larger of a scale than I had initially anticipated. I mean, 80,000 people is the size of a small army. Quite literally, by the way. That's more people paying for this course than Australia has in both active and reserve military personnel combined. It should be no secret then that Mr. Beast has come out to say that the rise of AI is concerning for creators. This man is probably the most knowledgeable human when it comes to YouTube on planet Earth. Think of the sheer amount of time he spent studying data and analytics about what, how, and why we watch content. What do you think he knows that we don't? I'll tell you something right now, if he's the one talking about it, I for one am going to listen. I mean, what do you guys think about this? What do you think that we can do about this? Do you think there's even a solution? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you guys are suspicious of any other channels, then definitely let me know down in the comments, and maybe we'll look into them for a future video. But I hope you guys can see that based on all of the information that I've gathered for this video, there are just too many little copies, coincidences, and similarities for me to believe that this is pure luck. And speaking of similarities, if you guys want to check out another video of mine, then
Alright, so this video's done. Now, off to the next one. So it's called When Comic Dub YouTubers Get Exposed. Yeah, I watched some of these in that Glider Guy channel that we gotta be reacting to next video. So yeah, maybe the video will explain it all. Here we go.
Comics help me learn my ABCs, but when it comes to comic dub YouTubers, ABCs stands for abusers, bullies, and creeps. A few weeks ago, I got this comment, asking me to look into comic dubbers. Shout out, by the way, to this guy, whose name I really don't want to butcher, but as the weeks have gone on, that wasn't the only person with this suggestion. At this point, I've probably had suggestions nearing a dozen telling me to look over the exposures of the comic dubbing world.
Well, at least it's gotta be censored because YouTube doesn't allow, like, fucking pornography stuff. But the moderation does not give a fuck. It thinks it's okay to let it slide, even though it's censored. But most of the users like me did not take it that way because there's children watching these. Okay, you can't deny it.
And to both my surprise and horror, I've found some channels that have kept me up at night ever since. So now it's my turn to share with the class. The question is, where do we start? And I think that there's no better place to begin than with the person that most of you recommended when I told you I was making a video about comic dubs. That being Cougar McDowell. Now, for full clarity and transparency, this portion of the video could not be done without a video created by MioKiddoToons called Cougar McDowell, the most hated comic dub YouTuber. This video will be linked down in the description below in case you want to hear a more expanded version of this tale. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be trimming the edges and giving you the highlights, but a huge shout out to them. Their video was not only very informative, but also very fun. That said, first things first, I think I need to answer, who is Cougar McDowell? Well, he's someone here on YouTube that creates voice acting and dubbing content. He's nearing on 4 million subscribers and has a combined total of over 2 billion channel views. So I really hope that by me uttering his name, I'm not going to get my ass chewed by his audience. But over the past several years, he's become one of the most controversial figures in the comic dub community, despite, arguably, being its most famous. This controversy can be traced back to Friday Night Funkin', an open source rhythm game where fans of the game make their own characters and add them in. One such fan was a creator known as Homeski, who made a character called Tabby, and Cougar McDowell voiced this character in a mod. The mod, known as Versus Tabby Ex-Boyfriend, got very popular, and so the character of Tabby became well known. Homeski eventually decides to leave the internet and gives Cougar the character, putting him in charge of making an update to the Versus Tabby Ex-Boyfriend game. However, in March 2024, everything would change after a Twitter user known as Ascenti would post a Google Doc to the site. A Google Doc on the truth behind Versus Tabby's development. It's fairly short, so let's go through it. The post reads, I was one of the 4 people promoted to director role for Versus Tabby ever since November 2023. The mod had a history of having a lot of development hell with past directors. I thought my friends and I could help, to which Cougar agreed. Ever since I had that role, he has generally not communicated with the directors or the dev team unless we requested him to. Due to said lack of communication, I had to overwork myself, which generally caused me to sleep less and work more, simply due to him rarely communicating with us. The document went on to reveal that most of the workers were actually minors, meaning that this was now a little bit of a child labor issue. Apparently, Cougar didn't know their ages when they were hired, though he later found out. But worse, these people weren't big fans that his thumbnails on his channel depicted sexualized characters, despite many members of his fanbase being underage. The document included Discord screenshots of them calling him out for these sus thumbnails and showed Cougar McDowell defending it. Shortly after this, Cougar came out with his own response to the document to dispute these claims. And long story short, Homeski, the guy that made the Tabby character, now wanted it back because of all this drama, going on to release a document of his own. His document concluded with this. This message is a call for your support. Currently, the person who was entrusted with the fate of the mod and who, instead of teamwork, shifted the development of the mod onto a couple of minors while sexualizing my character on YouTube thinks he can keep it. That's not the case. I'm forcefully taking back the rights of the character Tabby from Cougar McDowell and asking you to stop supporting any content created by him involving Tabby, whether it's merch or anything else. All I want is to end the agonizing fate of my OC. Nothing more really. For better or worse, that was essentially the end of things. The Tabby game was never finished. In fact, as of about a week or so ago, as of the time I wrote this script, the game was officially cancelled, much to the dismay of all its fans. Even though a lot of them thought that it was already cancelled given everything that already happened. As for Cougar McDowell, I decided to give his channel a look, and it turns out he's still up to the same tricks.
What the hell? Hey. No, the top and the left. Buddy, bro. Yeah, I'm not fapping to this. No. That is sussy, my guy. That is sussy.
These thumbnails are still quite extreme. But here's the thing, okay? At this point, I'm fairly desensitized to it. Because if you compare Cougar's thumbnails to that of the rest of the comic dub community, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Cougars actually seem tame. What we're about to get into next is I say this wholeheartedly, hand on the Bible, some of the most egregious content I have ever seen on YouTube. I cannot believe that people are getting away with this. If you want to see even worse thumbnails, then it's time to take a look at Coco's Comics.
Oh, I know this in Glider Guy's channel. Yeah. There's gotta be more and more and more of these creeps. I'm aware of that. I know this is going. I covered Dan. I covered Semi-chan. I covered, Ethan. I covered Cyrex, Brainiac Adam, Austin. I'm aware of these. I just covered maybe close to 25 people in this channel. It's crazy.
This channel was recommended to me by Ishigu Miku Comics, who not only recommended that I look into comic dubs, but even gave me a list of channels to start with. I apologize in advance because a lot of the footage I'm showing today is going to be heavily censored, and that's because the channels here, they have thumbnails that are straight up porn. I guess I'll show on screen now some examples of thumbnails that I think I'll be able to get away with.
I don't know how the fuck is this allowed on YouTube. Seriously. Pornhub could have just, let this slide. Also Patreon.
Just know that these ones are on the tame end of the scale. I've written down a list of pretty egregious things that I've seen on these thumbnails, and they include girls drooling, shots, literal shots, and Akigao faces galore, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. But what might be even more disturbing than the fact that this channel has literal softcore Rule 34 porn in their thumbnails are the characters that are depicted in these thumbnails.
I swear to God, if my niece sees this kind of shit, I would fight them and kick their ass. I'm genuinely serious. I mean, I wouldn't because this might be like a domestic battery or something. I'm pretty aware of these stuff.
Now, in a previous video, I think it was part 6 of my Animation series, I covered a channel that did inflation content, or as you guys very rightfully pointed out in the comments, vor content, involving characters from children's media, including Tails and Amy, who are canonically children. Coco's Comics makes that one look like a saint in comparison. I mean, even in this very video, we've already discussed Cougar McDowell's thumbnails, which in and of themselves got him a bunch of hate and backlash, but they're not even in the same ballpark compared to Coco's Comics. They might be inappropriate given the people that watch Cougar's content, but at the very least, they're not outright graphic. I mean, I am utterly shocked with what they've gotten away with.
Just for the heads up, I gotta be signing off after this video because it's getting very late and yeah.
So far, and how this channel has not been taken down. Listen closely now, because here is a list of just a few of the characters that I saw in their thumbnails. Naz from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Dipper, Mabel and Jessica from Gravity Falls. Nimona from Pokemon. Kim Possible. Gwen 10. Let me say that again for those in the back. Gwen 10. Ladies and gents, do you see the problem here? This comic dub channel has very clearly sexualized minor characters.
How is Coco's Comics does not get freaking locked up immediately? Yeah. Coco's better off in jail. Just like some of you guys watch Glider Guy's videos. Yeah. We ain't gonna let this slide.
From children's media in their thumbnails. And these characters aren't even aged up. It's not like 20 to 30-year-old Naz from Ed, Edd and Eddy, or Gwen from the later series of Ben 10. I don't know how old she is, but at least she's older than whatever they show on their thumbnails. It's literally the original characters. Obviously, I understand there is the argument that these characters do not exist and therefore do not have ages, but if you've seen my video where I spoke about Ben the Looney, this is essentially the same thing. And the worst part is, this is such a distraction that it completely takes my focus and attention away from some of the other jiggery pokery that's going on this channel. There are other characters that are sexualized here that I haven't even spoken about. Characters such as Lola Bunny, Judy Hopps, the mum from The Amazing World of Gumball, and both Disgust and Joy from Inside Out. I feel like at this point, calling this kind of stuff out is just a losing battle. At the end of the day, these characters are associated with children's media. Okay, Inside Out, children's media. Looney Tunes, children's media. The Amazing World of Gumball is definitely children's media. I don't even have the energy to talk about the fact that he's got 2 rabbits on there. So I'm just going to move on to the next talking point I have about Coco's comics, because that's not even where it ends. Let me play you a short segment from one of their videos so you can see for yourself why I have even more issues with this channel.
Is the bottom too thin? I paid for the thicker fabric. We can return it in the morning if it's a problem.
No, no, no. It didn't hurt. I was surprised is all. No problems here.
That's not how I remember Grandpa Max from Ben 10. I forgot about the episode where they explained that he was raised in the manor from Downton Abbey. The voices that are used in Coco Comics dubs are very clearly AI generated. You guys know me by now. I have made several videos by this point discussing AI content. But what we essentially have here is an obscene thumbnail paired with an AI generated nothing burger of a video, because they don't actually show anything. And I'm not saying that they should, okay? Before you start thinking that, I'm not saying they should show anything, okay? But everything not safe for work is cropped out, so why would you even watch it? And on top of that, the voice work, if you want to call it that, is the lowest of the low. The AI generated voice isn't even good. If they wanted to put the slightest bit of effort into this video, they could go to a website and get Grandpa Max's voice to put it in the video. But instead we have this random posh British guy. And it's not me. This channel has no reason to exist. And it seems like people have finally realized that for themselves. Because the channel used to upload very prolifically, creating 47 videos in the span of 3 months. But it hasn't uploaded a new video since March 2025. It appears as though fans of Rife, or Riff, however you say his name, were active in the comments hating on him. So I have to imagine that this creator made a video on Coco's comics. And since his last upload, more than half a year ago, this channel has shown 0 signs of life. Now, I focused on Coco's comics because that was the one that was recommended to me. If you're a fan of comic dubs, this won't be news to you, but if you're new to the community, I have to say right now that this is one of the most crazy corners of the internet I have ever encountered. Because Coco's comics seems to be just a single cog in this humongous machine. If you search up comic dub on YouTube, and I do not recommend for a moment that you do this, but if you do, the entire search is filled up with the most crass videos which have thumbnails that are ripped straight from Rule 34. I do genuinely feel for people that actually want to dub over comics for content without making it NSFW, because 90% of it is just softcore porn involving characters from children's media. Just by me looking up comic dub, the first 2 videos came from Yuka Comics.
Yeah, thank God I covered Anton for his pedophilic actions. You know, like, he made, like, the pregnant child giving birth with a Arcadiac twin for everybody to see online. For everybody to see online. And it's quite disgusting. Thank God I covered
NSFW anime characters. The 3rd video was uploaded by Banana Comic, NSFW thumbnails. The 4th video came from Blah Blah Comics, same deal. 5th video by Cats Comic Dub, same deal. The 7th video belonged to a channel called Sugar Comic, same deal. The 8th video was from Tritune, same deal. I kept looking and it took me 13 videos before I found one which was not uploaded by a channel that does NSFW thumbnails. This niche isn't just NSFW friendly, it's been completely taken over. And on that note, I don't see things getting better for this video. In fact, I see things getting a lot worse in just a moment. But very quickly, we're about halfway through this now, so if you haven't already, please do not forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying yourself. If this video does well, I could do a part 2 if there are more channels to look at. And the easiest way to tell me that you want to see a part 2?
Yeah, I'm also aware there's more and more of these creeps. More and more of these predators that did a lot of heinous shit and publish it on YouTube for everybody to see.
Liking, subscribing, and commenting. So with that said, let's move on to a channel that both disturbs and terrifies me. Let's take a look at the comic dubs of the Fluffy community.
Gay Roommate 2020. Oh boy.
The main channel that we're going to be discussing for this segment is Gay Roommate 2020, and this channel was recommended to me by Bridget the Djinn, who did warn me that the content here was sick. Regardless, a huge shout out to Bridget. Now, looking into Gay Roommate's content, you'll notice that some of it seems off. Unfortunately, for reasons that we'll get into later, I can't show basically anything from Gay Roommate's channel. Unfortunately, you're going to have to stare at this ugly mug because I cannot show you what I'm talking about. But weirdly enough, it's not because of monetization. So you might be wondering, what kind of content does Gay Roommate 2020 even upload? Well, these videos depict what's called fluffy abuse. And it's about as bad as it sounds. And these show baby pony characters being chained down, beaten up, tortured, or neglected. A lot of the time they're pooping or peeing themselves. All sorts of bodily fluids and functions are on show. Gay Roommate voice dubs these comics, which makes it so that her channel definitely fits the criteria for this video. This content is not for the faint of heart. In fact, oftentimes it's quite graphic and gory. Now, I do want to give at least a little bit of credit where I can. The recent videos of Gay Roommate 2020 has had a warning card when you click on the video, saying that it's not suitable for young audiences. So that's at least—
Bullshit, there's kids clicking on this. Because he did, like, fucking age-restricted videos that contains gore and stuff. Buddy. He's a fucking idiot.
Something, but it's probably the only positive that I'm going to give to this channel, because while the content here is beyond disturbing, based upon what I found online, the person behind the channel may be even more so. In one video I saw, the third most popular on her channel, you have these fluffies giving birth to 6 foals, quite graphically might I add. It also shits at the same time, and the mum is immediately separated from the children, who are then abused and have spikes attached to their legs. And this, compared to the rest of their content, is relatively tame. It's no surprise that these videos tend to see a lot of dislikes and comments protesting about how they find this content to be repulsive. When it comes to some of the most harmful people in society, a lot of the time, we tend to see how they treat animals from an early age. I think one of the biggest indicators that someone will go on to harm other people is if they harm animals. Though this is virtual and simulated and it doesn't actually exist, I do genuinely have serious concerns about the sorts of people that watch this stuff. So I guess this is where I have to introduce you to the Fluffy community. These guys have been fairly well documented on YouTube over the years. I'm definitely not the first person to cover them, but essentially, fans of Fluffy content want to see these tiny little creatures get hurt and abused. According to a pinned post on the Fluffy subreddit, it claims that it's not a fetish, which, I don't know.
Bullshit, it's fetish. It is a children's media that kids can click on this. Bro is being all sussy and vile, bro.
Oh, to me, this does seem quite fetishy. But hey, I'm no expert. They claim that people watch this because of stress relief, gore, cuteness, or just plain absurdity. What Gay Roommate does is bring these comics to life through her voice acting, leading her channel to now approach 100,000 subscribers and having amassed more than 60 million views over the years. These animations are not hers, she just provides the voice for them. And to be honest, having seen these videos, I feel as though if I find any other Fluffy Abuse channel, I will include it in an upcoming Animayhem video, because this is some of the craziest content I have ever seen on YouTube. That said, when it comes to Gay Roommate, her Fluffy Abuse content isn't the only reason she's controversial. In August 2024, a YouTuber and live streamer known as Cold Raven created a video detailing how gay roommate had gone on a copyright abuse spree against him, with his channel receiving strikes. So let's see how he described what happened.
Essentially, if you guys aren't aware of what's happening before I get into the situation, I will effectively be leaving YouTube until further notice. No more live streams, no more content, no nothing. I'm sorry. This is what it has come to, and today I will effectively I'll be doxxed. Today I'm gonna get doxxed. That's essentially what's gonna be happening today. Because what has happened, to make it very, very clear, I was talking about this thing called these fluffy pony content, and there's these comics. They're out online. Apparently, people like to draw ponies getting tortured, getting their skin ripped off, their eyes gouged out. Some ponies are baby ponies and they hit their penises with hot glue guns.
Oh, come on, dude. No. I'm not gonna let this slide. These assholes need to be investigated right now, bro. I'm aware there's a lot of chaos that just these mean people making fun of me and other people with autism, even though some of them are no better, and they don't believe that I change, but I have, and they just wanted to cause more drama and cause more chaos, trying to make the earth collapse. It's literally scary.
And their buttholes are hot glue guns, and people draw this stuff. It's a community, a very niche one. So I was talking trash about this community, making fun of them, because this is some very weird degenerative shit. Now, essentially, because I was talking trash about this community and I was reacting to their videos, and I want to make this very clear, I have it recorded of what parts I was reacting to and what parts got struck, and it was a 2-minute section in which the video was paused, and I'm talking about the video while it's paused. The video was paused. And the person named Gay Roommate 2020 still struck me with a copyright strike. Essentially, they have...
Oh, Austin was the only one who falsely copy strikes people.
taken away my job. This is my main source of income. This is what you have to understand. This right here, this is what pays the bills. This is what keeps the lights on. This is what I have to do. I'm a YouTuber. They've effectively now been able to purge me off the website, so now I can't make money from live streaming.
Hearing what he had to say just breaks my heart. I feel like in this video you can really see what this has done to him. As he says, this is his source of income. Now, this backs up what a Reddit thread in the Fluffy community had to say about gay roommates, because as it turns out, even active members of this disgusting fan base hate her. According to this one post, which I cannot verify, so please do take it with a grain of salt, but it claims that she has a very fragile ego, got banned from the Fluffy community, and even went as far as doxing a young child, which is just awful. And to make matters even worse, because of these copyright issues, Cold Raven was essentially forced to give his details over to her to save his channel. If they haven't since, I think that YouTube seriously needs to look into the copyright process, because this is incredibly unsafe for creators. Not everyone that
I know, right?
uses the copyright system has the best intentions at heart. In fact, abusing this system is incredibly rewarding for someone that wants power and control, because you are literally forcing people into giving their intimate details over to you. And the fact that this person creates fluffy abuse content where power and control, I have to imagine, is the entire reason it exists, because these little fluffy things have zero power and zero control. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You are literally granted people's home addresses if they want to work again. Do you know how insane that sounds? After learning about this, I reached out to Cold Raven and we had a little chat. This is what he had to say.
When I saw this, obviously, I'm like, yo, these people are fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? So I started making fun of them, started talking mad trash. Y'all was running my fucking mouth, y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. And when I was saying all this shit, essentially what happened was, There was this person named Gay Roommate. Didn't take too kindly. I want to clarify. She's almost 40 years old, and she is, from what I know, an elementary school teacher. So she's doing all this weird shit, doing all these fucking voiceovers. Grown-ass woman going like this. This is what she says. Here is a direct quote. I make the biggest poopies and biggest stinky winkies mamas want, biggest milkies in my bibis. And this is what this fucking grown woman is saying. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, she's cracked out. Crazy. This is her response. It's not weird because it's fake and that no one should be offended. And I thought to myself, okay, that's a pretty good point. So you wouldn't be mad if I made a comic of these ponies pooping on your head. Just a trolling. It was just trolling, right? It do a little bit of trolling. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, the idea of the comic was the ponies are going to take revenge. You know, she's been making all these comics of her killing the ponies, ripping their guts out, crazy shit. So I'm like, all right, in this comic, they're going to kick you in your kneecap and poop on your head. You know, it's stupid. That shit pissed her off. Oh, she lost it. She was fuming. She made like 20 community posts. She struck my channel. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I got, you know, the first plane hit the first tower. And then the second tower got knocked when I woke up that morning. I was like, oh shit. Had 2 strikes. And then she was talking to other people in the community to false strike me as well, because it was another strike from somebody else. So I had to private all my videos and I had to private my streams because people were coming into my comment section telling me that they were going to copyright strike anything, even if it was like a picture of like Superman that I threw in a corner. They were going to copy just to take down the channel, even though it'd be momentarily, which obviously as a YouTuber that can do a lot of harm. So I was like, yo, let me chill out. And I made that video where I made a call to action and people came out to help. A lot of people, Turkey Tom, Sent to the Society, and a bunch of other YouTubers, you know, were like helping me out, retweeting, showing love, Diesel Patches as well. And I really appreciate that shit because they didn't have to. Again, I'm a small time nobody. They really didn't have to do that for me. So that love went a long way. So what happened after that, you know, I made these streams. I was talking about it. YouTube took my side. That got that bitch fucking fuming again. She started making more community posts. She then said something about me and her having sex. She made a community post saying that I would want to fuck her because she's a gay roommate. I guess that was supposed to be a joke, calling me gay. I don't know what to do with that. She then started saying that, you know, all this other. She just pissed off that she's gonna take me down. And I just let things be. I was like, all right, I'm gonna let things ride out. And obviously, I ditched the comic to the side to avoid any further issues. Here's the thing. The way I found the loophole, because she was trying to take down my channel so she can, like, you know, when you send out a copyright strike, you have to put your address in there.
Yeah,
right?
Something I was going to ask actually. Did you send her your address?
No. I sent it to the post office box like 3 towns over. So you can go and send that shit over there.
Yeah, she literally doxed him. Yeah. She literally did. And possibly. That's impossible to dox anybody. Impossible. This is why YouTube can't condone this bullshit, because it considers harassing, okay?
More positive note, I can confirm that Cold Raven's channel is now back to normal. On a livestream made on the 31st of August 2024, he confirmed that YouTube had taken his side in the drama and removed his channel strikes. And so this saga finally came to a close. And the same thing can be said for this video. But if you guys enjoyed it, definitely make sure to check out my video on when FNAF scandals get exposed.
Alright, so that is it for tonight, guys. I'm definitely amazed that I got like 3 subscribers up during this stream. So, anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. If you are new here, please like, share, sub, and hit that bell for more content and join my membership, and I'll see you guys in the next